Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Newsflash, asshole! I've been hearing it the entire goddamn time!
Hello and welcome back to the West of Waterford podcast. My name is Josh and on the couch beside me is Brittany. And we are really just going to get into this now because we have a show for you tonight, don't we, Britt?
Sure.
Preparing your notes until the last minute, I see. That was...
No.
It's very like you, but I don't know. We seemed a little more rushed than usual tonight. So, whatever.
We've been busy.
We have. And I think the first thing we're going to get into is the long weekend that just passed. We went down to Tombstone, Arizona. And that was quite an interesting time. I mean, aside from the history alone, something I really, really enjoyed. I mean, basically by the end of the trip, I was having a suck at the old... the boards of the sidewalks, basically. I was just trying...
suck of the boards.
I may as well have been sucking the boards, trying to get every little piece of history I could out of that town into me. It was like, it consumes me. I needed everything I could get from that town.
No, you were tired after about 4 hours.
I was tired, but you know what?
Back to the hotel and nap.
But this is...
You make it sound like you were like so jazzed and energized, but you're like...
I was... But we were out. We were out for 6 hours, walking around the same street, up and down the same street.
No.
But there was nothing. I couldn't get enough of the town. I really couldn't. I mean,
well, there's still a lot that we didn't see, though.
This is true, and I would want to go back.
We should go back in April while the rose tree is in bloom still.
In bloom, but yeah, I mean,
that was a cool story. That wasn't something that we checked out,
yeah.
But that was one of the coolest stories of how a Scottish immigrant, this woman planted a rose tree from a rose clipping from Scotland, from her home in Scotland, and it's still there today. And the tree has a canopy of 5,000 square feet. It's It's Guinness World Records. It's the Guinness World Records largest rose tree in the world.
That is a weird thing that
in Tombstone. Yeah.
Why do Guinness go around? Look, okay, we need the world's biggest bush. That's what we need to find. The world's biggest bush. And we're sick of looking at Playboys from the 1970s.
I hear the Scottish woman in Tombstone.
It's a Scottish woman. Yeah, it's a Scottish woman in Tombstone. World's biggest bush on a Scottish woman in Tombstone. She's dead. What do you mean she's dead? You'll want to see this bush. You bet I want to see this.
With all the Scots, that's why they wear kilts, you know.
This is true. Well,
you need to breathe down there.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, could you imagine if you're walking around, you see a Scottish lady or a Scottish guy walking around and they're just like trailing like a Hagrid beard from their...
Hagrid beard.
Hagrid style.
At first I was thinking that was an adjective.
I saw you looking at the kilt there, laddie.
I was just thinking of like Hagrid as an adjective as opposed to a character from Harry Potter when he first said that. And I'm like, that's both very... That can be a descriptive word for what you're trying to say, too.
It is, yeah. I mean...
Haggard.
Haggard, yes.
I never put that together, actually.
Well, I mean, I'll never give J.K. Rowling that amount of...
And his beard does look like pubic hair, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, 70s pubic hair.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff that... what's his name? Founder of Playboy, Hugh Hefner. That was what he was really into. Let's not face it. Why else would you find a magazine about that kind of thing back in the 70s when, you know, they never...
Yeah, the magazine came out...
You didn't have to be French to know...
I think the first issue was like 55, wasn't it?
I don't know,
or
but let's put it this way.
In the 50s.
It's back in the time where you didn't have to be French to not know what a razor was, basically. This is what it means to me. It's just like... I can't imagine... I've seen some of those Playboys in the past. I've seen really old ones. And I'm like... What's attractive about that? I don't get it. I don't... Look, I'm not going to lie. A little bit of hair is okay.
You don't want to look like a child.
Well, no, you don't want to look like a child.
Okay, first of all, you just took a really, really like wholesome and really like sweet story of the history of in Tombstone, and you just
there was nothing
made
wholesome
really
about
perverted.
that town. There was nothing wholesome about that town.
That is a wholesome part of history, though, that she was homesick and
then you find out then you find out that many other men had found the other rose bush in her pants that measured only 4,500 square feet. So, I mean, come on, that town was full of bordellos, brothels, gunfights.
She herself was a rose petal
rape,
amongst
murder,
the men.
mayhem. It was highly recommended.
A lot of men saw her rose petals.
That's
Her rose garden.
Indeed, yes. A lot of men tended to that rose garden. I wager. Yes, absolutely. But no, I mean, I'd go back to Tombstone again. If you haven't been to Tombstone, dear listener, I would highly recommend you take a trip to the old Wild West. Yes, it is. It's a fascinating town, and I mean, we joke about rose gardens and rose bushes and all that, but I mean, it is fascinating. I mean, the birdcage alone with 140 odd bullet wounds in the building.
Bullet wounds.
But well, basically, I mean, you'd look around, you'd see bullet holes pretty much everywhere you turn. I mean, even on the stage. I mean, like...
Yeah, take that. What's that tower in Waterford?
Reginald's Tower.
I almost said Cromwell for some reason.
Cromwell Tower. We named the tower after our greatest enemy. Yes.
I don't know why I thought of that. Take that. Although that is really cool because that still has... Does it still have the cannon?
The cannonball from about the 12th, 13th century thereabouts, maybe a little later. I'm not sure. I'm a bit spotty on Waterford history.
And we also learned that the film there's a lot of films on Tombstone, obviously over the years and over this.
Indeed.
But the one that everyone knows with Sam Elliott and
Val Kilmer, Kurt Russell,
yeah.
or is it Kurt Russell or is it the dude? Wait, who plays the dude again? I'm always getting this wrong. It is Kurt Russell.
Yeah, it's Kurt Russell.
Okay, who plays the dude?
That's Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Although you got confused because in that little video you were watching, they started doing Sam Elliott's opening of
the dude,
The Big
yes.
Lebowski.
Yeah, we were watching.
There was a man.
Yeah.
There was a man.
We were watching a History Buffs episode. Great channel actually. If you're into history,
But anyway, it turns out
check it out.
It turns out it's actually very historically accurate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was talking to that today with my dad, and my dad was like, "Oh, it's all make believe and fantasy," and it's like. No, I was there. I mean, not obviously in 1881, and whenever this all took place with the OK Corral, which was 1881. But like, I mean, no, I was in the town. It's not that far removed in our history. Hell, it was only it was 19 years prior to the sinking of the Titanic, if you want to think of it that way. Isn't that 19 years? Yeah, roughly. No.
Well, yeah.
Well, whatever. I'm not great with math. You do the math. But whatever, between 1881 and 1912. And think about all the historical evidence we have about Titanic. This town isn't far removed from it, so anything... Tombstone, the movie, of course. I mean, you have to... I'm your Huckleberry. You know what I mean?
Well, so yeah, obviously the town really takes claim. They're really proud of that film. Put them on the map a little bit more. But it was. I think one of the most
to
interesting.
a wider world.
Yeah, I think the most.
Perhaps.
I think kind of the most like sincere and authentic part of the whole trip was when our first thing we did was the trolley tour.
Yeah. And
the guy who was operating the trolley. Opened it up by being very personal about how he knows all these stories, and he said that he was, I don't know if he said he was born in Tombstone, but he definitely grew up in Tombstone. He's been in Tombstone since the 60s, and he looked like he was only in his 60s.
Big Tim. His nickname was Timber.
No, Timber.
Yeah, his name was Big Tim though. Well, his name was Tim. People called him either Big Tim or Timber. Because, as he put it, well, as they saw it,
I forgot about
they
that.
They kind of took to me as kind of one of the outlaws. So I had to wear boots with spurs, and well, I just couldn't get used to those spurs, and I'd kind of fall over a lot, and people would be like, "There goes Timber." Yeah, which was very, very.
Yeah, so he said
which is great.
He said in the 60s that was way before Tombstone took on its tourist attraction appeal. So, but he said everybody in the town was still really enjoyed their roots, and so they dress up in their finest duds of the old time period, and go out on the town on Sundays, and they would go to a park or something, and older
the main park just off of Allen Street.
The OK Corral Park is what it's called now.
Yeah, it's beside the OK Corral.
Yeah,
it's between Allen and Fremont.
Yeah, and he said that he was just saying that. That old men would tell their stories, and it threw me off a bit because I was expecting it to go in one direction, but he's like, and as I learned as I got older, is that 90% of those stories were all historically accurate. And I mean, I was definitely expecting to say, and they were all like kind of like what your dad's saying. Oh, that's all tall tales
Well,
and lies.
that's just boofta and whoopsie.
I mean,
yes.
I think there's some things that kind of happen through like legends, like when you're talking about like really, really old like history.
Well, you mean you get that in Ireland? I mean, the legend of
And
Cuchulainn. Did Cuchulainn actually exist?
And that's the reason why they're called legends, like as opposed to like.
It's like my
Like
love-making
historical.
skills, a complete myth.
Yeah. I mean, you can expect. I think things in the West. I think in the Old West are somewhat a little bit more reliant and more historically accurate because it didn't happen that long ago.
Well, I made that point already. But speaking of love-making skills,
Yes.
and this is a weird segue, but it'll make sense in a moment.
It was Valentine's Day weekend too.
Yeah, Valentine's Day
And we
weekend.
spent our time speaking of old men who died in a gunfight.
No. We went to Doc Holliday's Inn, the bar.
Oh.
And we met a quite an interesting couple who we kind of we coupled up with for the night. Not in the way you're thinking, but we were hanging out. They were nice enough. I'm not going to use any names here for the sake of posterity, but one was a college student and the other was
our age though, but a college student.
Yeah, our age and a college student. I have to say, actually, really enjoyed talking to him. Nice guy.
You know what he was studying for, right?
To be a teacher.
Yeah, I guess he thought he had to get like a master's or something to go be a history teacher, and I was like,
no, you don't. I don't think you really need that. I mean, from what I'm aware, you don't exactly need the level of education you think you need to teach.
Yeah.
I think maybe you'd be even better off out of the public school system in a private school system.
That's what I think. That's what I think he said. I think he wants to teach in charter school. So maybe he probably does.
But it turns out that he and I were very divergent. Now, this is going to be a very nice lesson for you people out there. I'm a right-leaning libertarian, and this dude was a, well, in his own words, a communist. I didn't take issue with that.
How did he say he was a communist?
Well, he actually did admit it to me later, but we were discussing it, but I pegged him very early.
He said communist?
He said he's kind of communistic, he said. But the thing was, we were talking. I think we picked up.
I knew he was social. I knew he was into like democratic socialism.
But I mean, we'd kind of picked up on each other's kind of vibes early on, but we didn't let it get in the way. He and I connected on a lot of other things. We connected on movies and music.
Well, that's boring. Can I tell you the sidebar conversation I was having with his girlfriend?
Well, give me 1 second because I'm trying to give a nice story here. The thing is that there is hope in the world when a self-admitted communist and a self-described...
And he was referencing you as a bootlicking capitalist.
Well, you know what? In capitalism, sometimes you can make money off of licking a boot clean. But that ain't what I do, baby. No. That ain't what I do. But it was nice because we got on, we talked, we didn't really get to each other. We had philosophical debates about it.
I think it got to him.
I think it might have got to him too.
He was having some anxiety twitches. He was so I think he really wanted to change your mind.
He was a Steven Crowder type. I want to change your mind. Yeah. He's the kind of guy who'd have a chat with Crowder, hoping that he would change Crowder's mind, as opposed to you changing Crowder's mind.
Showing your influences there.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I love Steven Crowder, but what was your sidebar conversation there with the lovely lady of the night?
So we started to kind of see things getting like having some sort of philosophical, political ideology debate.
We kept that on the down low.
I mean, it wasn't current politics, but you're talking about ideology.
Ideology, yes,
for sure. And so we. Like me and the girlfriend, like we're noticing that, and we're like, and I was kind of interested, so I was kind of engaged, and plus I was at some points I was also trying to not engage her too much because she was, like
drunk,
hitting on me a lot and making me feel uncomfortable.
That's true.
She was
she took a liking to you. She thought you were a tall glass of water.
I don't like people touching my face anyway, but now certainly during the pandemic, like really don't touch my face. I don't care if you think I have deep enough dimples in my cheek for you to scoop some guacamole out of. Please don't touch them or stroke my hair or put it behind my ear and say that I'm beautiful.
Is that what she said? I could scoop guacamole out of your dimples.
Yeah. Oh. She's not Spanish.
But she may have been. Ooh. Let me touch your tra-la-la, little girl.
or Russian or whatever you're doing now.
That's not Russian.
Wasn't that guy who's saying tra la la? Wasn't that a Russian guy?
No, actually, I think he might
I
be.
thought you're tra la la.
I think it might be Swedish. Gunther, no, name like Gunther. He's got to be German or Austrian or something.
Yeah, something like.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you touch my tra-la-la.
Yeah.
My ding ding dong. But she really did take a liking to you.
Anyway, no, so
She took a liking to you.
So I was starting to notice you guys were getting into somewhat of a debate or whatever, exchanging of ideas.
Well, we would leave the room every time we kind of felt one was coming on.
No.
Plus, it helped
This
when we
is
smoked.
still in the bar. This is still in the bar.
Oh,
This is still in the bar.
okay.
So that's when we kind of look at each other and we're like, oh no. I'm like, see, Josh is the kind of person that like sees himself as always winning a debate.
That is not true. That's a lie. That's fake. That's fake news. It's fake news.
Well, you at least you like getting debates, and you also are confident that you come out on top. Okay?
I like a spirited debate.
Okay.
I like a debate.
And then she said the same with her boyfriend is that he's somebody that will keep going because he always thinks he wins at debates. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be like, at least you guys are into spirit and talking about things, but he was definitely getting very anxious towards the end of the night, and he sat there, and I won't get into it too much, but he did sit there and try and talk to me about what he was talking about. It was very confusing just because I won't go into the details of it, because I think what's more interesting than those Professor Pub moments was more of the
Professor Pub.
Yeah.
I like that. Hello, Professor Pub.
I mean, Pub Professor, whatever.
I'll have you know, it's spelled Professor Pube.
Anyway,
Oh, right.
he's a college student right in the midst of college, going to teach social studies, and you can tell he's not going to be teaching from the he's
not a Max Weber fan by any chance.
The Patriots history of America.
No. There'll be certainly a little bit of revisionism in there, but I mean, personally, on a personal level, I like the guy, and on a physical level, his girlfriend was really into you. In fact, to the point where at the end of the evening, because we actually went back to their room, we were drinking, and they had this bottle of
I forget what it's called.
It was basically,
but it's like a predecessor. It's not a type of tequila. Tequila is a type of this, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah. And it was
it's some agave nectar type of drink, and it tasted, and it was great because his girlfriend put it like, yes, it tasted and smelled like a rubber Band-Aid.
Yes, that's
like the rubber
a wet rubber Band-Aid.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's kind of what it was. I couldn't deal with it. He was like pussy, but every time I looked at his face when he was drinking, he was like, no.
No, but that's the thing is he invites us. So we're in the car and we're taking him. Because we were staying at the same hotel room.
Yeah, we were same hotel, not in the same hotel room. Jesus.
And he goes, it's an awful bottle. It's an awful batch that we got. It's really, really bad. But that's like, I guess it was his whole motivation of, he's like, I wanted to and share this bottle with somebody. It's like,
we tried it
to get it off his hands, I guess, because it was all right. But I don't know any different. I don't know any better.
I got to the point, and he kind of got to the point too, where it was like, because there was a Circle K less than a mile up the road, about maybe a quarter of a mile up the road, and we kind of got to the point, let's just go get beers. It's like, I can't drink this. And he was like, you're kind of right, I think I need beer. So we went up and we came back. But towards the end of the evening, you and he had a conversation in which apparently he called me a bootlicking capitalist.
Yeah.
And myself and his girlfriend.
He just came in he just came in like not defeated, but like just so kind of somewhat defeated and just disappointed that it's like.
From a conversation with me we had on the balcony.
And he was just like trying to, but without giving a lot of context or like context, he was just starting to ramble a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was trying to piece together what he was saying. And like I said, for me to go into it's going to take.
Drunk. We were all drunk.
For me to get into the conversation, it'll take too much time. He's kind of trying to point out. I don't know what kind of points he was trying to make because he just kept on going on and on about. And then I realized, okay, he's talking about Marxism and like how it's not really it's more of a lens on human society and and he kept on talking about like how we value things, like what do we put value into, and it's like and he was kind of talking about labor and how the free market paradox.
Free market? You said free meerkat.
Free market.
Free market. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
Free market paradox.
So the free meerkat paradox. Paradox.
I can't talk very well.
You're okay.
I'm very ashamed of that.
You were talking to me a little bit about that, and you were kind of like, he's like, so what do we, like, on a product, I guess what he was trying to say was, on a product, what do we take, what value
I
do
guess we are getting into this, all right.
What I mean was, what was the value of the product? And when you asked me that question, I was like, well, I value the product and everything that went into it. I understand it had to be made. I understand it distributed, sold. I understand there's a lot of hands. So I will put, I know that me buying this product is actually employing a chain of people. I don't think he actually understands that, because I think he'd be like, well, actually, it would be this. And it's like, no, it's an entire chain. No, I don't. That's the thing, is he was like saying like what are you paying for when you buy? And he like pointed at my bracelet, and I'm like, well, I got this at an art festival, and I'm paying for the artist who made it, and the materials that they had to buy, and the time they took into making it. And it's like, I know that, like, I'm very conscious that when buying things. So I was like trying to be like, so what? Like, what's the conclusion? Like, what are you trying to say, that like people don't like appreciate that or understand that? Yeah, like, no. I mean, that was more like against like luxury or being like loyal to a brand or something, where you just like that's like the most superficial thing you can actually be like. That's really what to this end right now. Like, I still do not understand what point he was trying to make. Yeah, well, but I mean, I still don't understand. It's something to do with Marxism and material and materialism. I didn't understand what he was trying to say. We do unfortunately have to move on now, because that wasn't the most interesting part of the evening. What was the most interesting part of the evening? The most interesting part of the meeting was that his girlfriend, we sit down, and only after 1 minute of knowing her, immediately after we learn her name, she starts to say that she's... I don't know if you want to say this. Why? Because people are going to track them I don't know. Down? Maybe you don't want to let the cat out of the bag on this one. Why? Because does it make me sound like intolerant? No, it doesn't make you intolerant. I just think it's funny. I tell you what. Okay, go for it. I think it's funny because it's kind of like on... I can tell you what it's parallel to. No. Okay, how about you just say it? You just said it. Let's just say it. I'm being cheeky and a devil's advocate here, but a minute after we get to know this girl, she tells us that she's illegal. That she's illegal for Mexico. That's her life right now, by the way. Yeah. That was her life imploding. But I know, and good part of the evening was spent like talking about how scary it was to be this close to the border, and how scary it was, and blah blah blah. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, bitch, you literally just told two strangers within a minute of knowing them that you're illegal. How really scared are you about this? She didn't strike me as frightened. I was like, at first there was this whole thing about it that it wasn't her fault. She was 2 years of age when she came here. Yeah. She was an anchor baby. Well, she wasn't even an anchor baby. She wasn't born in this country. She was brought there when she was 1. I guess she moved back at one point when she was like around 18. So that's why like the whole and then she came back. The whole like being a permanent alien kind of got erased for her, because she kind of started all over again when she left and came back. We were even just kind of like, it was kind of like there was a sense like it was like, why not just go for the citizenship? Why not go for a green card? Why not go for a status? Why not do any of that? We're the last people in the world who are ever going to be like, doesn't illegal. Yeah, if you've been in the country for 10 years, you can start working towards it. We don't stick our damn noses in that kind of business. Yeah, no, I wasn't. But I did get the feeling that our gentleman friend wasn't offended by it. I think there was a kind of a feeling from our gentleman friend who was like, no, you stay illegal because I am dating you. And that shows me as tolerant. I know. Even though it's incredibly dangerous for her. That was my theory incredibly dangerous for her. That he's the kind of white guy that has a girlfriend like that because it makes him look like very woke and accepting and that bullshit that is wokeism. Anyway. But also like, We are out of time for the opening segment. It was interesting. There was a couple of like moments when I was by myself going like, what the fuck is going on? No, there was a couple of those moments for me too, but overall I enjoyed it. He's starting to freak me. He's starting to like get a little weird though, because he was getting anxious because he kept on doing that thing with his hands and he was getting like, I did hear him breathe like that. He was getting like that a lot. Yeah. I'm like, look, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm glad I met them. I thought they were actually like, they're nice people. He was very drunk by the end of it, but then again, I'm not one to talk. I was hammered by the end of it. That was one thing that was super funny. And she was drunk, and you were drunk. We were all drunk.
not really. I wasn't actually, but she.
Excuse
okay, I
me,
told you I have this survival mechanism. I started to get like, I was starting to get my buzz, and then all of a sudden we got pulled over that table, and then immediately it doesn't even matter if I drink more liquor, because like now my self-preservation, my instincts have kicked in that I'm now sobered up because I.
Check please. Check please. Check please.
And it's all in favor of bad
Brittany,
people are
check.
making uncomfortable.
No, we gotta go. Check, please.
Brittany, we're staying.
Well, okay. It's also unpleasant when we sat down and her breath nearly knocked me over.
All right, let's not get into slinging breath jokes and mud. But my God, yes.
No, she was a nice girl.
She
They
could
were
have brushed her
nice.
teeth. She was lovely. They were both lovely. They were lovely, and I'm glad I met them. As I said, and I've been trying, and we're 5 minutes over time on this.
Whatever. Sorry.
No. This isn't even to do with you because
You're the one that wanted to talk
I'm just
about
bad.
the
I'm just trying to modulate things here.
philosophical debates you were having.
So we are going to move on to something.
That awful
of
cigar he had.
course- Oh, that awful! Do you still have the cigarettes he left?
Yeah.
I'm going to smoke your cigarettes, boyo. Anyway, we
right.
now move into a part that Britt likes to do. Britt, if you wouldn't mind, please
Okay.
get into your bits.
No, I say that part.
All right.
This is Brit Bits, the potpourri part of the program where I get to talk about whatever the hell I want.
I really wish I had the little clap thing here, but I'm working off a new board,
That's
so
okay.
we don't have the clap.
I'm glad you warned that worthy enough for a clap, though. That's
All
very
right.
sweet. All right, so our first story here is all about monkey business. Okay, so in the headlines I read recently, Target has dropped a major coconut milk producer, Chauka.
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 Chow?
Chauko?
Ooh.
Chauko, I'm sorry. Because PETA Asia,
Pizza Asia.
PETA
I think I know that guy.
Asian investigators
Is he
have
friends
been
with Charlie
on...
Chang?
Huh?
Is he friends with Charlie Chang? Pizza Asia?
No. The people
No? Okay.
of ethical treatment of animals, that PETA.
Oh.
Not PETA. They did some investigations back in 2019 and found that and this takes place in Thailand, that this company has been using
Oh no.
monkey labor, illegal monkey labor.
Wait,
slaves.
hang on. Wait. What?
I actually don't know what kind of monkeys they are. I guess I should have.
How do you enslave monkeys to produce coconut milk?
No, they don't produce it.
But, I mean, but they're
they have to
producing
climb
it.
up the. They train them to climb up the tree, and pick the coconuts.
What are you going to pay a monkey with that
You
will
don't
make it a
pay-
slave?
You don't pay them. That's the point of being a slave.
You're not going to pay any animal. You don't pay a
do realize what a slave is, right?
Yes,
Slaves
but
don't
okay,
get
if that's
paid.
the case, cows are slaves to produce milk. These monkeys are being trained to climb trees, and suddenly the monkey labor union are saying,
No, it's because they're very unethically treated, Josh.
That's fair.
They're illegally.
Don't make them have to be slaves is all. You don't make monkeys have to be slaves. How do you compensate
Okay,
them?
to be fair, none of the articles use the word slaves, but it is.
That's hilarious.
They never use the word slaves, but that's kind of what it is.
No, it's not.
Why is it not?
Because the cows would be slaves and PETA would be up every farmer in the country's ass. You enslave your cows to produce milk. How
Some
do
people might argue
I
that.
compensate the cows? I give them cud.
Cud.
Well, that's something they chew on anyway. No, I give them hay. I give them a nice warm barn to sleep in. That is the mistreatment. Actually, I would say those cows have been treated quite well. But okay, what are they doing to the monkeys that is reprehensible? Let's just keep the slave talk out of it. Is all I'm saying. Because that's
Well, they're using monkey labor.
okay. We're using monkey
Isn't
labor.
that funny? This is a sad story.
I mean,
But I knew you'd find some way to make it humorous. And I'm sorry for using the word slave, that it made you go off in this whole tangent of
go
anyway,
on.
I'm a slave to you.
Good.
So, because you don't pay me to do the services I do.
That would make you a prostitute. Which
other things. I do
It's like
other things.
It's like a step above slavery.
All right, let me continue the story.
All right, go ahead.
So, currently 28,000 stores, including Target, major stores like Target, Costco, Walmart, have stopped buying these products from this company that uses monkey labor.
Yes.
So what they do is it's very unethical and inhumane. They'll actually illegally capture these monkeys when they're babies, rip them from their mother, their family.
That's horrifying.
And then train them from a really young age to in inhumane ways, where they have a very stiff metal collar on them, and they're leashed and they're chained up, even in their homes they're still on a chain, and and a lot of the monkeys clearly look very distressed and fearful, and they're not given very good shelter, and if they're at all retaliate, they'll actually rip their teeth out.
Oh my God. That's terrible.
And I mean, yeah, they have classic like.
Wait.
They have classic syndromes of like where they like pace and walk. They pace and they're like nervous and they're.
So the keepers rip the monkey's teeth out. Teeth
out.
They rip the monkey's teeth out.
They're not keepers. They're trainers.
The trainers, the slave masters, rip the slaves' teeth out.
Yeah.
To stop them biting them, obviously.
Yeah.
Because a monkey bite is going to be.
They rip out their canine teeth. Yeah.
Holy
at least.
shit! Is it at least a good dentist? Do they have a good dental plan?
Probably not. Dental plan.
Dental plan. I mean, they are slaves, apparently. I mean, I'm never going to get
Choco
over
needs braces. Choco. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, here's the best part too.
All right.
Not only do they have to do that during the work week for a weekend.
Work week. Do they punch in?
The trainer.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm also here.
The trainers also put on some weekend gigs and take them to circus-styled shows.
Where they're the entertainment?
Yeah, where they do demeaning
demeaning
tricks like riding bikes and shooting basketballs
and performing fellatio on the village idiot.
We took it as teeth. Don't worry, it'll be okay. No, dude, that's a actually that's a real thing too. By the way, in some parts of
monkey porn?
some other in some.
Oh, that's wild.
No, like where orangutans are from, like
not
like,
orangutans.
What was that? Boreo?
Bora Bora. I don't know.
No, whatever part.
The rainforest, boreal rainforest or something.
Where orangutans are from are also found to have like fucking like sex traffic orangutans.
No.
In it, where they have taught or trained orangutans to do sexual or to allow them to be penetrated and sexual acts done on them.
Well, have you ever seen an orangutan's lips? I mean, they got a...
That's horrible. It's horrible. And
well, I'm the king of the swingers, but I didn't think it'd be like this.
Josh, that's a real thing, though.
Oh, it's horrible.
Like monkeys and like the sex trafficking.
No wonder. Okay, is it
or apes? Yeah, orangutans.
Is it any surprise that AIDS still makes its way around the place?
Yeah, that's true.
Think about that for a second.
Anyway.
I went to Costa Rica and I fucked a spider monkey. You have AIDS. Worth it.
Have you seen what they can do with that tail of theirs? My, oh my.
Can we please finish this story?
It's prehensile.
Can we please finish? We have 6 minutes left.
All right. So anyway, so that's horrible enough that when they have that job climbing up trees, but then
wait. Rephrase that.
Climbing up trees.
A horrible job for a monkey is to climb a tree.
I know. I was gonna say that might sound, but they're.
We can't go up there. We're not equipped for it.
Yeah, but when you're being forced to do it.
I have a feeling that's probably the best part of their day, beyond the beatings and the tooth removal.
Yeah.
It's probably the best part of the... It's probably when they most feel free.
No.
Hans Zimmer's
They're never free.
Now We Are
they're
Free.
They're literally always changing on a leash.
Oh, that's
they don't
adorable.
Adorable?
I mean, it would be adorable to see, and then you realize the treatment they're going through.
So yeah, they go to these circuses, and then they also show like when they're transported... They don't have any shelter, then they're like in these little tiny cages, and they're doing like the whole classic thing of like rattling their cage, like freaked out and screaming. It's horrible.
That's terrible. I don't even like monkeys, and I feel bad for them.
And it's true. You don't. You kind of freak. They kind of freak you out. But here's
They
the
do
other
kind of
thing.
freak me out. They're too human.
Here's the other thing, though, that's also stupid that it's still being used, because there are not just more humane methods out there. They're like better in the sense like the product will be better as a result if you use these other methods, such as, I don't know, like maybe they talked about like the tractors that you can kind of like the hydraulics that you can like lift you up like a cherry picker, basically.
There's nothing like having your coconut delivered by a monkey.
Then
There's just nothing like it. Just sitting there in your cabana and he walks over there.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, diddly-dee. I've been slaving for years. I was torn away from my mother.
Okay.
I had my teeth ripped out.
And suddenly now it's getting sad. It's
Okay.
really cute, like a little, like, thank you, Winston. Oh, Winston, you silly old chap, you. Now get back up that tree, you scamp. And he salutes, and he's in a little uniform.
You're
He's
thinking
so
of like
cute.
monkeys in The Simpsons.
Like a little monkey butler. That'd be so cute. They bring
Yeah,
you.
you're thinking of like
But these ones are like
Mojo
whipped, chained, and
in The Simpsons.
have Steve Martin take their teeth out. Son, you'll be a dentist. It's pretty horrifying. And I don't even like monkeys.
The best
I
of
might have-
times. It was the blurst of times.
You stupid monkey.
Yeah. Anyway, but okay, so there's
Shut
that,
up.
and also the article mentioned willing human climbers willing to do so.
They've been
rope-
beaten into it.
Rope and platform systems. A ladder for a ladder.
A ladder, yeah.
Or,
My God, how do we get those coconuts? We could use this invention called a ladder. No, there's a bunch of monkeys
No, we can
over
just
there.
train. We can rip monkeys from the forest.
We can train monkey. We can train
a ladder. We can train monkeys. So stupid. A ladder, which you can like train a person to use in instance, or monkeys, which would take years.
Oh, I feel so bad for laughing at this. But this is just
Okay, I'm
too
not done
funny.
yet. There's one more. There's a ladder, or you can plant a.
No, there isn't.
Or you can plant a dwarf coconut tree. Sorry, I mean little. I meant little person coconut tree.
No! As if this story couldn't get worse.
You can actually plant a tree that makes it short for you just pick.
The coconuts are too small and they give you sass.
Hey, fella, what are you looking at? Why you breaking me open, me?
Oh my God.
So you don't. There's no need for climbing up a tall tree when you can just plant a tree that's short. And the reason they say this is better is because, first of all, you as
Well,
humans,
it saves a lot
it's
of
because-
labor and the monkey's climbing.
Because monkeys, unfortunately, after all these years of being enslaved or whatever, have not learned how to select ripe or unripe coconuts.
Oh no, they come back with
So-
an unripe one and they
Yeah.
get a damn good thrashing.
Yeah. So you have ripe or unripe. For some reason, I keep on thinking you're getting the image of like they take them down and they bring them in a wheelbarrow like to their masters. Just like no, like they're
literal masters
they're
since they are
literally there,
slaves.
and then
Oh,
here's
no.
here's a really big problem.
Ugh.
Is that like they go up to the top of the tree and they're huge actually, these coconuts, like much like as big as like they're bigger, like more like your torso, not your head.
Wow.
So
Oh, so how
like
many
tw-
monkeys get crushed?
oh my gosh, I don't know if that happens, but they just like
They're
they
silverbacks.
just twist it off the branch and then it falls to the ground. So for one thing, you're like from a production side of things, you're not always getting the ripe ones picked, and the ones that they do pick off are going to be bruised because they just drop to the ground. It's not like they
Oh, dear
that's all they
Lord.
do is they just shake it out of the tree. Anyway, so
Lord.
there's still, and it is great. In one of the articles, they definitely still called out like stores that are still carrying it.
Oh,
like
for God's sake,
and-
leave them alone.
No,
It's
but
not
I
like
mean-
they know.
But that's the whole point. Like,
I mean, when they know, you're
No.
probably going to think,
No, but if
there's
this-
other coconut milk in the world.
no, yes, and that's the other thing is like that's why they'll actually look at a case.
Ooh.
They'll notify them, and they're even working with the Thailand government, informing them. But they were trying to still be deceitful and like keep it hidden. So they went and invest. And so what they did is they do like a year follow up. And upon that year follow up, no changes were made.
Bunch of hippies in Thailand. You just know a bunch of ladyboys had a good time that time.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about like people for ethical treatment of animals.
I
Like,
know, yeah.
Literally, they went out
A bunch
there.
of hippies.
And they went out. Not necessarily.
All right.
Not necessarily.
if you say so.
I'm not talking about like a stupid thing of like throwing blood on somebody for wearing fur. I'm just talking about
Which
people
is so
that are
weird. You have to get the blood from somewhere.
fake blood, red paint.
Oh, okay.
So anyway,
Okay.
I'm just saying like they, for good reasons, went out and then they said, and they literally gave them an entire year to like change their operation.
They're not going to change your operation.
And then they went back and then there were no changes made. And all you can do from there is like that. And that's the biggest thing is
Yeah.
that they're trying to inform people of it so that people don't want them to supply their product. They won't take their product anymore. And that's how these kind of things get shut down. That's why it takes a really long time.
Well, yeah,
because they're obviously trying to hide it. And they were trying to, even after their first reports came out, they've been trying to at least disguise it and say, no, things are better. We've been doing this now, but really it's not true.
I mean, bootlicking capitalism, bootlicking capitalist that I am, it is very, very easy to make a capitalist lose money. It's quite simply called, don't buy his shit. And if he has monkey
Yeah, if they
slave
don't have
labor,
anywhere to supply.
yeah, exactly. And if he doesn't have monkey slave labor anymore, as long as he has it.
Consumers need to learn about it. Then consumers don't. Then what it comes from is like if people.
Yeah.
Then people write letters to companies, be like, "Hey, did you know this?" And they're like, "Oh." So.
The companies are going to be kind of like.
I mean, but that's good. 28,000
will say
stores have dropped it, like in major stores too.
I will actually say, playing devil's advocate here, that the stores that are actually most brave are going to say, yeah, we know. We like our monkey milk. It's something that we can, sell. It's like, this was brought to you by monkeys. From the trees, by ape to your table. I mean...
Yeah, that would have been cute, that would have been cute back when, like, the Dublin Zoo was, like, doing teacup parties with their chimpanzees.
Oh, that sounds adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, little chimpanzees having teacup parties.
The thing that I thought was like the most cruel was just like the cherry on top was like, oh yeah, they do this, and then they also
sodomize them.
Then they also get taken. No.
And AIDS.
Then they also get used in circuses, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Look at that little monkey in there.
I gotta go to my weekend gig.
He's a superstar on the weekends. He's like the greatest showman.
Yeah.
Bland musical number insert here that I do not remember at all.
Okay. Do you have time for the next one's really, really, really quick?
If it's quick, we have time for it.
Okay. Talking about monkeys
right.
and plants and stuff. So, blue bananas.
Huh?
So, the blue...
Is that just an extension of blue balls?
The blue Java banana.
Uh-huh.
I believe you pronounce it with Java, like Java.
Java.
It is actually from Central America.
Ooh.
And yes, it has blue tinted skin, the taste of vanilla with a texture of ice cream. So it tastes like vanilla ice cream.
A banana tastes like vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm going to want to try this banana.
I know. And have you ever had like a banana frozen anyway? They already kind of...
No, I don't like bananas.
I don't either, but I'm curious about this because, and apparently they are growing here in Apache Junction. Because even though they're from Central America, we have the right climate.
Why'd you give our location away, by the way?
Everybody knows we're from Arizona.
But Apache Junction is a little too close to home.
No, it's not. I mean, yes, it is. I mean, no, it's not. I mean, yes, it is. I mean, no, it's not. I mean, yes, it is.
Stop backtracking. Move on with your blue balls bananas.
So it's at the Mango Rare and Exotic Tropical Fruit Nursery. And you can take one of these babies home today.
How much?
Actually, in February, I don't know how much they are, but we don't have we live in an apartment, unfortunately. We're not able to do this. But the thing that's really...
We can't afford this.
No, this is the thing that's really cute is that they come in 2 different sizes. You can get there's baby pups.
Miniature and monkey.
No, baby pups. Isn't that cute?
Oops.
That's what they're called.
Oh, that's adorable.
And then the other ones are called divisions. Because they're like from an adult plant.
In honor of our country, we will call them divided. Isn't that a bit divisive?
But
divisions.
But if you get a baby pup,
all right.
It will start to produce fruit in 18 months. And
it's pregnant.
And when it's mature, fully mature, adult blue Java banana trees or plants or whatever will grow to be 10 to 14 feet. Wow. And produce at least 88 bananas, and they'll produce all year round.
Very interesting.
I want to try it.
We can try one. Brittany, Thank you very much for your
Okay.
bits. We are now very quickly because
You
we are.
laughed at the monkeys'
Oh,
pain
the monkeys'
too much.
pain.
We should give them
Oh,
some.
the
We should
poor
give those
monkeys.
monkeys some blue bananas
The
and
poor
set them
monkeys.
free.
Who's up for a trip to Ladyboy Town? Let's.
Also, I like how you call it Thailand.
Thailand, yeah. TH.
Thunder is Thailand.
TH.
It's
Anyway,
Thailand.
it is time now
Yes.
for that wonderful segment of the show, and we all know what that is. Of
Yes.
course you don't, because there's many wonderful segments on this show. But that music sounds.
What?
It's time for pressing the presses.
Oh no. Remember, I got something else for That's Entertainment if you want to do that.
We might not have time for entertainment.
But that's the one I'm most excited
All
about,
right.
though.
Well, let me get through this very quickly because
Okay.
I've kind of prune-pricked this story a little bit because I have two other things here, and I will be making a little announcement at the end of the episode about something.
Oh. I don't know if that's necessary.
Will be
That's
necessary.
not how you promote.
So yes, this story caught my eye there in a couple of weeks ago. No, not a couple of weeks ago, a couple of days ago. Basically, because I thought of an amazing scenario for this. But basically, the gist of the story is MSC Cruise Lines have unveiled a humanoid robot bartender for a new ship. Basically, and here's the story. The robot called Rob will mix and serve both alcoholic and non-alcoholic cocktails while engaging with and speaking to guests and using human-like expressions. MSC said. Don't know why I read that so weirdly. Rob will be able to speak 8 languages to be chosen by the guest placing their order and will convey emotion so that guests can enjoy his performance along with their cocktails. Now, Futurama kind of did this already. If you remember Isaac on the Titanic episode.
Yeah, that's a better name than Rob.
Rob, yeah. Well, Robbie the robot.
Robbie the robot. Yeah,
Robbie
I
the
get it.
robot.
Rob.
Yeah.
Rob Ott.
Now, I mean, that's kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. I would love to go on a cruise ship just to see a human. Actually, to be honest with you, I wouldn't
Is it humanoid?
It's humanoid,
Oh,
apparently.
I just want a cute little boxy robot. I'm scared of the humanoid ones.
The big thing is, what if this ship sinks?
Have you ever seen I'm sorry, can I
All
I'll
right,
show
go
you
for
later.
it. No, you're okay. Go ahead.
Have you ever seen the Abraham Lincoln video of an Abraham Lincoln robot?
Oh,
Like,
Scott.
No, he doesn't talk. It's just expressions.
Ugh, I've
It's
seen that.
terrifying.
Yeah. It is terrifying. Could you imagine that thing? Could you imagine that thing?
They made a Trump. No, I saw a video of them making Trump. It might have been for I don't know. It could have been for the presidential hall, the Hall of Presidents at Disneyland.
Look at my wall. It
Which
is
is a-
big and beautiful.
Which apparently is a thing at Disneyland, but I've never seen it. There's that Hall of Presidents.
Yeah, well, of
They have
course. Yeah.
animatronic, state-of-the-art animatronic presidents.
My-
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
My big question, actually, just before that, because you made me think of something there because of the horrifying expressions. What if it's mixing you a drink and it just looks at you and gives you like a sinister expression? Because something inside have just failed, and it's like, I'm not going to drink that. I wanted a gin.
You asked for the arsenic on the rocks. I mean, whoops. Pick your poison. I mean, well.
This ship will be on the rocks, as will your souls. All right, can we take Robbie in for... Yeah, but the big question I had is, what's the protocol if the ship gets into a situation where it's sinking?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
What happens to the robot?
It's just a robot.
What if in some weird mad dash for preservation?
Deprecation?
No, mad dash for self-preservation. It just tears through the ship, gets to a lifeboat, and just beats a family of 6 and just got into it over the side of it. Cuts the ropes, lands the boat, just takes off into the distance
No,
with
you'd have
propeller arms.
Yeah.
I was your bartender.
Yeah, he would just take off a jet propelled engine or something.
It was like that was weird, and we lost a family of 6.
I see the other thing. I see him being a hero.
By being what?
Like saving Timmy. Like Timmy's stuck.
Timmy, jump. I've got you, Timmy. Also, would you like a Coca-Cola
And then at the very
on the
last
rocks?
moment, he carries 10 people to freedom.
He's humanoid, not RoboCop.
No, he's Inspector Gadget.
Wait.
And he takes out his little go gadget
Both
arms.
of which are actually humanoid now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Oh. I just love that story, but just to me, the idea. I also think of the robot in I'm just also thinking one rowdy cruise, and that thing is going overboard.
I think there would be some.
It gets a drink order wrong, and it's like, let's get it overboard.
I think there would be a lot of robo abuse going on.
Oh, there'll be a lot of robo abuse.
No, why? Why was I programmed to feel pain?
Shut up and take it, you prick.
No, master, captain, I was.
I think people would be very rude to him.
And it's just like, who knew when you forcibly shoved your dick in a robot, it would make
Why
a
do you have to make
human
it sexual?
sound?
I'm literally talking about people like
You
not
know
liking the
somebody-
customer
you
service.
know somebody's going to try and
I'm
rape
talking about
it.
people like getting
Somebody
mad
is going
at
to
him,
try and rape it.
like splashing them with their drinks,
That too, yeah.
throwing stuff at him and laughing.
It just becomes a kill bot. It's like, don't have to take this abuse much longer, and just like start killing people.
Okay,
Like, Skynet built. Anyway,
that's it.
I love it.
I already know about. I like the little hoe. There's like I already knew about the hoe. I just pulled out a cat hair out of this microphone.
Are you
Nice.
pulling cat hairs out of
Yeah.
your nose? Lovely.
At first I thought it was something else, some thick hair.
So for the second last part of the episode now,
Oh.
thank you, Robbie the Robot. I look forward to seeing you at the bottom of the ocean one day when they have to recover you. But we are going to move on to Brittany. You said you had a little bit of That's Entertainment.
Yeah, I do.
It's time for That's
All right.
Entertainment.
So
Brittany, entertain me.
Stone is cast as the spa-obsessed psycho. So Emma Stone
All right.
will be appearing in a
Retelling of
live
Cruella.
action. Yes.
I've seen this.
And okay, can I just say, have not been a fan of the live action Disney. Actually, been very, very uninterested.
Yeah.
Stay away. Me and like a 60-foot pole between them. I do not care. I've only seen a couple, which would have been very early on. Cinderella, before this kind of became a phenomenon. Cinderella was one of them.
Yeah, Cinderella, Jungle Book.
Cinderella, Jungle Book.
The Lion King, for some reason.
No. The ones that I've seen.
Oh.
I think would only be Cinderella and Jungle Book. Yeah.
Have we not seen another one?
No.
Really?
Okay, I did see, out of like morbid curiosity, I did see Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
I did watch it
so you did watch
on
it.
Netflix
I didn't
a
watch
couple
it.
years ago.
Okay.
The one that they made in Paris, the one that's the French one that they made like in like a couple years prior is way better.
Oh yeah, it's
I'd
really
recommend
dark.
that.
I watched that one with you.
Yeah,
It was really good.
That's really good, and the Beast looks really good in that one. And they
What,
make
he
him
actually
way,
looks like a beast.
Well, they make him way more mysterious too. They
Yeah.
just don't like.
He actually looks like a beast compared to
Yeah,
it was like
a fucking furry suit.
for Christ's sake, the original animated version looked more like a beast than what
Yeah.
I've seen from that. And Emma Watson, ew. Who told her she could sing?
Yeah.
Who allowed her to sing? Just the weakest, saddest voice I've ever heard. But speaking of singing, Emma Stone as Cruella. What are your opinions on this?
Well, I did watch a trailer that dropped,
All right.
and I have to say, this is like the first one I've been interested in since probably the Jungle Book. And I mean, I've grown to really hate the ideas of these live action remakes.
That's probably what's going to stop me from watching it. I'm going to be honest. Is that I might let you watch it first.
Mulan, when I first heard about it, I go, hey, Mulan. But now that they've done too many live action remakes, then I'm like, okay, well, I already know they've been really poorly executed. So I wasn't excited about Mulan. When I first heard the concept, I could see, well, that's probably one of the ones they should have started out with. That's the most, because I think The Lion King was just really threw me off the loop the most, was The Lion King.
Yeah.
And Beauty and the Beast, like that. Just I was like, no, and then you started noticing there was a trend, and so yeah, I'm definitely the anti-live action remakes, but this is the first one that I'm like, all right. But the thing is, it's
Well,
not a live
Emma
action.
Stone-
I shouldn't say it's a live action remake actually, because it's not in the same vein as those. But it has been called the latest live action remake, which it's not, because it's an original story. So basically, Cruella de Vil is getting the Maleficent treatment. Which I have not seen the movies Maleficent. I've heard they're kind of
Bad.
enjoyable hot
I've
mess
heard they're
garbage
bad.
to watch if you like that. But there has been a whole thing with Disney villains now of trying to give them a
sympathetic story.
backstory.
Yeah.
And so she is getting the Maleficent treatment. But I am curious about this one. Maleficent didn't intrigue me because she was a flat one-dimensional witch like sorcerer like
Yeah.
character, like very classic fantasy. But like Cruella de Vil comes from like more of a real world. So I could see how you could actually give her a more real, like a backstory.
I can understand
Kinda
this,
like,
but I mean, Emma
almost
Stone.
kind of like a Joker story of like how did she become so crazed and.
Do we really need more Joker stories? So, and by the way, Emma's. But I mean, on top of that, I
I
will
watched
say
the trailer. It looks good.
it does look. It looks okay, but I think that's mostly down to because I'm a.
And I love Emma Stone, so there's that. I'm curious enough.
I like Emma Stone. I think I'm curious enough, and
She's got the laugh down. If you watch the trailer, she's
I
got
gotta
the
say,
laugh.
Emma Stone is just a good actress. She's
Yeah.
a good actress.
I'm excited
In
for
fact,
it.
we
I
have a
actually am
I believe we
excited
have a
for it.
picture of me trying to lick at her in
Yeah.
Las Vegas. Well, a
But
picture of her anyway.
okay, so the article I read kind of gave a little more away than I would have liked, so I'm not going to give that much. But this is
Okay.
what caught my attention because it was almost like kind of like I read one part of it. I'm like, okay, you had me at that. I'm interested. I'm interested because it's casting Emma Stone, and then I'm interested in this because it says it. So it's Cruella Estrella is her real name. Estrella, 1970s. So it takes place in 1970s London. She's making a name for herself in fashion amidst the punk rock revolution, and then they cued with the
Okay.
visual. I'm like, that works. Like she is
Kind of
like
does work. Okay, I'm not going to lie. That does sound like it works. I'd like to watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm going to be honest with you. If we had time left, I would say let's watch the trailer. But we don't really have
that
the
doesn't
time.
matter. I mean, we can. She definitely got the laugh down. I can just say that much.
All right. Well, listen. We're going to move on now to a segment. I just wanted that to play out there very loudly.
Okay.
We are going to move on to a segment that had been on the sidelines for quite a while, and this will be our final segment for tonight. This
All
one
right.
is something we call, I call, Brittany hasn't actually yet to even hear this segment yet, but this is,
I've know of it.
well, you know of it, but this is all
never behold
the
it.
crazy shit that I find on Twitter.
The cesspool.
And it takes me a while to sort out the crazy shit, but my God, 2021, my God, you keep giving to me. This one is called Twitterology.
That makes Twitter sound like respectable. More
No.
like idiocracy, like Twitterocracy or something.
No.
No, Twitterology is funny.
Twitterology, where the world goes to die in darkness, apparently. So the first thing I found on Twitter, I've noticed since the new president, Joe Biden, has come into office. So obviously the president has his own Twitter account. He's not running it. He's asleep. But his, did you know?
Sleepy Joe.
But did you know?
Sleepy Joe. No, he calls a little 9 a.m. every day. Every day. Believe me.
That's
believe me.
that's how Trump lost the election.
Believe
He did not
me.
come up. It did not come up. It's accurate, but he did not come up with a good catchy
Sleepy Joe.
nickname.
What else could
Sleepy
you come
Joe.
up with? He's boring as shit. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Are you forgetting Pocahontas? Are you forgetting Pocahontas?
No, that's what I mean. He has so many other
I have
good
such great
nicknames out
names,
there.
but Sleepy Joe, he doesn't give me anything. I could have given him was Racial Jungle Boy. That's the best I can. Racial Jungle Boy.
Sniffer, hair sniffing
Sniffy.
Joe, hair sniffing Joe.
Hey, Sniffy. But so yeah, his.
Rapey
I mean,
Joe. Oh, no, wait, I'm kind of rapey too.
boo. Anyway,
Grab him by the pussy.
Anyway, so
He can grab as much
so-
pussy as he wants now. He ain't the president anymore.
the big.
You get that pussy, Trump.
So the big thing I found, of course, now that Biden is in office.
Yes, we all
was-
know. I know it's taking you a while to accept it, but it's true.
Well, this is his dog's account, the Oval Pawfis.
Ugh, you show me this. This is
I didn't show you this really.
disgusting.
So the Oval Pawfis
Funny.
is the Twitter account of President Biden's dogs, because just don't we all need a good laugh? Don't we all just need cuteness in the world? Go.
I like
Shove a shotgun in
I
your
really
mouth.
do like the contrast in the comment section.
So, as of today, as of this morning, by the way,
Yeah.
there was over 2,276 tweets of pure, nauseating nonsense that I've seen on this godforsaken Twitter page. And I found you some highlights, Brittany, and I'm going to do it
Okay.
in a lovable, goofy dog voice, because you know what? Politics aren't serious at all, are they?
Politics aren't serious at all. So here we go. Strap in, folks, because I'm going to do a dog voice.
Okay.
We love it here at the White House. Each morning we enjoy playtime on the South Lawn. Champ is sometimes, as you see, guarding anyone around. His instinct is to look out for humans.
They spell humans HOOMANS.
Oh boy, did we!
Oh,
Oh boy, did we!
so memey.
As Dad POTUS said, he thinks he's Secret Service. As for me, I don't stay still for a second. Woof.
Wolf indeed. Wolf indeed. God, someone's being paid to do that. That was Joe Biden's on his first day in office was hiring. We need somebody for my dog's Twitter account. Hire your finest.
Oh, we're not done yet, Brittany.
Hire your finest Twitterologist.
Dad POTUS joked about what it's like to live in the White House. I get up in the morning, look at Jill, and say, "Where the hell are we?"
Oh my God.
We do the same. We wake up, look at each other, our paws start twitching with excitement, and then we
Oh my God.
and then we press the hashtag nom nom button. A woof.
Oh my God. I like how more crazed the dog got. Is there another one?
We're not done yet, Brittany.
Yes, there he goes.
We're not done yet.
Oh my gosh. It's really just being fueled by your anger, but it's funny. Because the dog just gets more and more fucking hyper.
We actually were done after that one, but I'm
got
going to
one
find.
more?
I'm
Please,
going to find.
you gotta make 3.
I'm going to find. That was 3, wasn't it?
No,
Wasn't
you only
it?
did 2.
Oh, let me break character here for a second to see if I was right here.
Oh boy.
Let's see.
I need a third example
Here
to top
we
it all
are.
off.
Oh yes. Let me get into character.
A new day of work started. Our Dad POTUS wakes up furry early.
Sleepy Joe does not wake up very early, I can
And
attest to that.
goes directly back to bed. No, it goes directly to the Oval Office. By the time we're out of our presidential beds,
They
He'd
tried to make a pun with
been
presidential.
hard at work for hours already. He's so worried about this severe winter storm and everyone perfected.
And everyone perfected.
I'm sorry, folks. I lost my mind there for a second. What happened?
Why did he?
Oh, the
why
Oval
did he turn
Office.
into?
That's right.
What's the dog from Tom and Jerry? Butch.
I turned into Butch
Yeah.
from Tom.
I should have
Yeah.
done it in a droopy voice.
Yeah.
No, dear. Our
It's too late now.
Our father got
Okay,
out of
nope.
bed and called an immediate lead people. We're not
There's a lot of
here
things you could have
to
done, but
do
don't please,
anything.
but please don't
No,
display
dear.
them all now.
Oh my.
You made your choice. You gotta stick with it.
Can you believe that shit?
I mean,
All right.
it doesn't anger me that much, but
Oh, it
is a
makes
bit-
me so
It's
angry.
just a bit silly, and I wouldn't waste my time looking at it. or
It
following-
makes me hate
Hey,
dogs.
look at me. I'm not on Twitter, okay?
All right, fair
So-
enough. Now, the next one we move on to for Twitterology. I should have lost that one because I actually exhausted myself from that performance.
Performance. I think you went to Boo. I don't know what you were trying to do.
I don't have a boo. Right, the next thing I have from Twitterology. If I
Okay.
can find it here very quickly, because all this is actually on my phone.
Please find it quickly before I tear your throat out.
How dare you? Yes, the next one I found is stupid tolerant racists. This is the way I put it down. Stupid intolerant racists.
Intolerant races.
are intolerable in their racist stupidity. So,
Wow, that was a mouthful.
yeah. Whoa, sorry, I'm bumping here.
Don't
Bumping
bump
and grinding.
Don't bump that thing.
How dare you? How dare you?
Mine's black.
So this person named at obviously not says, someone has now stolen my car battery. Lol. I'm so tired. Can I please catch a break? Now this person, I'm not going to give their name, but they have wear a mask in their name. But this is what they say.
Their bio?
Yeah, well, not their bio, but they're actually in their name.
Oh.
So it's name, ... wear a mask, asterisk. But this is what they say. So remember, this guy's had his car battery stolen.
Yeah.
Please do not call the police. You could put a BIPOC's life at risk by causing a police interaction. Just buy a new battery. 0 likes, 5 comments. BIPOC.
Why did Joe Biden's dog start commenting on this?
This is not Joe Dom. No. I'm just
No,
doing.
but-
no, this isn't Joe Dom.
No, but that commenter was
I have
Joe
a limited
Biden's-
range.
That-
Shut up.
That was Joe Biden's dog in the comments.
Now,
there.
this guy named Brado Truth _SSBM. Give him a follow. This guy seems intelligent enough. No one said anything about race. And then this person, again, who will remain unnamed. Well, we all know it wasn't a white person who took it. Whoever took it was in need. It's not like they're stealing diamonds.
Can I?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Do you not understand how unbelievably racist that is? But no, I don't know that it wasn't a white person. I don't know that it wasn't a black person. I don't know that it wasn't a Hispanic person. Well, we all know it wasn't Whitey who stole. You are showing yourself for what you are,
That's
aren't
true,
you?
yeah.
You're
Well,
showing yourself for what you
Or
are.
we know a white person's not going to get in trouble for this because of our corrupt police.
No.
That's what they're trying to
No,
argue.
theft is theft. You're going to get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
And the final Twitterology.
Actually, before you end there,
right.
I learned something new this last weekend about
Ooh.
racism
All right.
specifically against Hispanics. That
Let them hit on you and eat guacamole from your dimples.
No,
No.
that apparently it's racist to ask an illegal for their papers, for their documents.
No, I think it's
When
pretty
they're
legal.
doing their job. Well, that's just anyway. But I also found out it's racist to girls out there, guys with long hair, girls and guys with longer hair.
Guys
Do
and gals.
not do the whole like putting your hair up over the top of your lip and scrunch it between your nose and your upper lip and making the mustache.
Oh yeah, Holmes.
Because that's racist.
Hey,
against
you could be making
Mexicans.
fun of me, man. Look at my mustache.
Yeah, that's what I learned.
When I'm cutting your grass, look at my mustache.
I learned that this weekend.
Shut up, dummy.
That's what I
Because
learned.
women want to grow mustaches because they're not half as awesome as men. Really need a clap function on this. I don't have it.
No, that was not clapping.
Boo.
No,
Anyway,
but anyway, that's just what I learned.
that's interesting. It's very interesting.
So don't do that.
Hear that, ladies? Don't play pretend mustaches because
You might piss me off, Holmes. I might not do your landscaping or serve you a burrito.
this is very racist of me. And I
I want
expunge
a
it.
burrito.
Me too, actually. God, I gotta love the Mexican food. And the
Anyway.
Mexican people. Mexican people. We're all Catholics, folks. We're great. Final bit of Twitterology. School name change.
Okay.
Robert E. Lee Elementary School. I'm not sure which state. I'm not sure which state this is in, but they're changing their name.
Alabama.
They're,
Not
they're changing their
Alabama.
name.
Not Alabama.
So, of course, for some reason, they put this to an internet vote. I don't know why. I don't know
Well,
what you're
that's how you
expecting.
do polls these days.
I don't know what
You
you're.
use
I
the
don't know what you're
internet.
expecting from the internet. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what you're expecting from the internet, but it probably wasn't this. So here.
Oh, they
we're-
were doing people
Yeah.
people like recommending names.
Yes,
Oh,
and these
that's
were
funny.
these were the top
That is
5
funny.
names.
I can already tell this is gonna be funny.
And I'm not going to put these in any particular order, but these are the top 5 names. You can guess the order yourself. Play along at home, folks. The Drew Brees Elementary School.
Drew Brees.
No
I
idea
don't
either.
know
Ian.
what that means.
The Bruce Lee Elementary School.
Oh,
I like that. The John Cena Elementary
Oh
School.
my god.
And
Yeah, if your school is made up of like all like Make-A-Wish Foundation kids with cancer, they would love that.
And this is my second personal favorite, Schoolie McSchoolface. And the final, and my personal favorite, the one that nearly killed me today, because I nearly walked into traffic
Alright,
laughing at
let's
this. Adolf Hitler School for Friendship and Tolerance Elementary School. Come on down.
Adolf Hitler's art school.
I love it. Oh, that is so good. Oh, that was brilliant. But with Twitterology, I think we have come very much to the end of the
We
show.
went to the deepest, darkest parts of the internet.
We really
From
did.
monkey labor to
Adolf Hitler starting a school. I think he did that once, didn't he? I think it was called the Aryan Children or something. What were they called?
Hitler-
the Hitler Youths.
Hitler
The
Youth.
Aryan Children. No, that's just what he wanted to see.
The Aryan children.
Aryan or Aryan not? Boo. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
The errant children. Sorry, that's what I meant to say.
I would like very much to
Oh,
thank...
there's so many children running around me.
Okay. Can you let me get out before we need to get out?
Yes.
Thank you.
Pull out, please.
All right. I will. Not before coming, though, and here is my come.
Ew.
I would like to thank each and every one of you for listening. I know we had 2 new subscribers there last week, and one I talked on Twitter. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Now, also, the West of Waterford podcast is going to have a little sister. It's going to have a little sister show. We don't know how it's going to work just yet.
Gork.
But it's going to be starting soon. So think wow, and then think, turn the wow upside down. What have you got? You've got Mom. Yes, the Men of Munster podcast will be starting as of this Saturday. It's going to be me and 2 of my good friends who are Munster men, and a third man who's actually from here in Arizona. But we'll be sitting down. It'll be a little more of a formal, an informal show. It's not going to be as produced as WoW, because, you know, moms don't matter.
Or segmented, I think
Or
is what you mean
segmented.
more.
Or segmented. It's going to be kind of bar talk. It's going to be talk around the bar. And we hope you would...
You're not from Boston, though. Why are you
Whatever.
in Boston?
Whatever. But we hope you'll tune in for that one. Now, the WoW podcast, of course, will be going. We're going to be doing, hopefully, these shows in tandem. Myself and Brittany will be going on. Brittany is my co-host, and Brittany is my co-host for the West of Waterford podcast, and, of course, for the Mom podcast.
Because he says that through gritted teeth.
No, not at all. The Men of Munster podcast, which will be starting, will be me and hopefully a core of my 2 good friends. One who's been on the show, Johnny, and a boy named Maki. And this weekend we'll have a ex-broadcaster, an ex-actual broadcaster with us. Hopefully, if his wife lets him out.
Is he better
Joshy,
than? Is he more so of an ex-broadcaster than you claim to be?
Well, he shares my name, but we call him Siki. But hopefully, we'll get that show up and going. Make it a weekly, bi-weekly thing, whatever it is. Hopefully, we're hoping something will come of it as a tandem show to this, and of course. Those guys will be heard on this, and us will be heard on there. So, you know what? Check it out. I'm thinking it's going to be a lot of fun. It's probably going to be a little more political and a little more brutal than this show. Not that this show wasn't brutal tonight. Brittany, my God, your monkey story. Oof.
Hey, I didn't. I know. Sex
the bell
slave
and
trade
sex
with
slave trade,
monkeys.
and the bell was going in the background. Do what that with you will, but thank you for listening to the West
I don't
of
like to
Waterford,
get into the politics, I guess. That's my thing.
which is why I need an outlet. But thank you very much Thank you very much for listening to. Would you just stop?
I'm a stupid. When
I'm
it
turning your
comes to
mic
the
off until it's time to say
politics.
goodbye. Thank you very much for listening to the West of Waterford podcast. We will see you again very soon. Brittany and I wish you and bid you a very good evening and goodbye. Get up that tree, you little bastard! I swear to Christ, you fucking...